can become a little bit tiresome, and everyone thinks that the world of professional sport is glamorous, but it's far from that.
So here is the arrival of Gabriela Elena Ruse, second round appearance here in 2025. And behind her is Dayana Yastremska, the seeded player in this battle. Ruse is the world's number 79, Yastremska the world number 27. But given what happened last week, Dayana Yastremska, I suspect, will be on alert. And there's a matter of a head-to-head as well, Liz Smiley.
Yeah, I think Dayana, look, she played well in Brisbane. She beat Gibson Fernandez, and it took Pegula to beat her in 3 sets. And then, obviously, last week, the match against Siniakova, she'd like to forget. But, you know, those 2 weeks leading into the Australian Open, they're a little bit tricky because, you know, you want to get as many matches as you can, but you don't want to get too many matches. Particularly, you know, you come here to the AO, you want to be reasonably fresh. So it's always a balancing act, those first 2 events of the year.
Ruse begins this one with a 4-2 win-loss record. Can she beat Dayana Yastremska for the 4th straight time?
Today. Hello, good morning. Do you have everything? Yes, both of you? Indy is with us today to conduct the coin toss. As a quick reminder, we have 25 seconds. We have the shot clock starting when I call the score. Clock on the left near, clock on the right far, and also on the scoreboards. We have no net machine, live VLC calling everything, and we also have the VR in play for this match, okay? For the towel, we have the blue box for you, Elena-Gabriela, and Dayana, you will have the white box, okay? And we have the free crowd movement policy. So people will come in after each game, not before the tiebreak. Okay? Any questions? Elena-Gabriela, you have the choice between Edmondson or AO, please.
AO.
And we will have 1 picture. So you can toss Indy.
Yeah.
Perfect, that's perfect. This is AO.
Receive.
You receive? Okay, just, Dayana, maybe just the picture first with Indy. Indy, just go in the middle, and you can look there, the other side. Yeah. Thank you. Have a good match. You receive, huh, Elena?
That is one for the mantelpiece. Gabriela Ruse winning the toss and choosing to receive, as is pretty customary on both the ATP and WTA Tour side of things these days. So we will see this woman from Ukraine start the match with
On one side of that coin is AO, on the other side is Mark Edmondson. Mark Edmondson, the last Australian man to win the Australian Open 50 years ago. I was just having a cup of coffee with him. He beat Muscles in the semi and Nuke in the final. Remembers it like it was yesterday.
I bet he does. I always think tennis players are a little bit like elephants. They don't forget. Well, let's hope that Dayana Yastremska is forgetting all about her Brisbane event last week, beaten...
No, not Brisbane, Adelaide.
Adelaide,
well
won
in
in love.
Brisbane.
That's right,
well
by
Brisbane.
Siniakova. Let's hope she remembers Brisbane. She had a good run there.
Selective memory.
She is a big, big player. And on the other side of the court, it's Gabriela Ruse, 28 years old from Romania. This is her 3rd tournament of this year. She qualified at Brisbane, lost to Sofia Kenin in 3. She qualified in Adelaide, lost to Anna Kalinskaya in straight sets, love, and 3. Coached here by Andre Kokiasu. And your thoughts on her game overall, Liz?
Yeah, that's good. She's got a few matches under her belt. You know, when you come out to Australia and obviously you're coming from the Northern Hemisphere and you get to Brisbane, it's hot. It was really hot in Brisbane. So, you know, to play qualifying, get a couple of matches there, even though she lost to Cain first round, and then a couple more matches in Adelaide, losing to Kalinskaya. There's the head-to-head that you talked about, Candy. Ruse leads 3-love. Last meet in the US Open in 2023.
Is that too long to read anything into?
Yeah, it's a while ago.
Maybe it just gives the lower-ranked player here a little bit of confidence walking onto the court. Is that fair enough to say?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, these girls are pretty evenly matched, aren't they, in relation to rankings? You know, 27 to 79, even though on paper it seems like a lot. Really, it's just a match here and there. I mean, Yastremska, if you look at her majors last year, she got to the third round of Wimbledon. She beat Goff in the first round, so she has the ability to beat really good players. Lost to the first round of the US Open, third round here to Rybakina, third round to the French to Samsonova.
And there are the weather conditions, sunny skies. The side that Dayana Yastremska is on will struggle a little bit with the sun, which is high up there, but other than that, pretty perfect day to get the Australian Open 2026 underway. Both players playing doubles over the next couple of weeks. Dayana Yastremska, who wraps her right, Liz, has such a big game and can beat anyone when she's really, really on, is playing doubles with Alicia Parks. How about that for a doubles team?
Yeah, I think that's when you look at players, you see if they've got the game to beat really good players, and this lady does, doesn't she? You know, she has lots of weapons and can really hurt her opponent.
Sometimes perhaps guilty of not having a plan B when things aren't going right.
Well, that's important, isn't it, to be able to make those adjustments. And, you know, we see the coaches sitting at the side of the court that can always offer their opinion, but, you know, a player has to be able to identify what's going wrong, what she needs to do better, what's going right. And, you know, to me, that's a really important part of this terrific game.
Just a few last seconds warming up. We're going to have a look at the Yastremska backhand return, which she will bulldoze when she can.
Well, very often off the return of serve, you know, it's the best opportunity that you get in a point to really be aggressive. Most girls hit with such power and such depth that once the rally starts, it can be difficult to find a short ball and to come forward.
Last few moments of the warm-up. Ruse playing doubles with Marta Kostyuk, who will be on this court next, and together they form quite a formidable doubles duo. Let's see if Ruse can get her singles campaign off to a winning start.
What a great week Kostyuk had in Brisbane. All those players where you really get on a roll. She's a confidence player, and it took Sabalenka to beat her in the final, who of course was the defending champion in Brisbane.
You said I have white, right? Sorry, which color? Yeah.
So a wonderful match to get us underway here at the 2026 Australian Open. We are on ANZ Arena. And it's Dayana Yastremska of Ukraine up against Elena-Gabriela Ruse of Romania.
Ready? Play.
Candy Reid and Liz Smiley in the commentary book as Dayana Yastremska serves us to get started.
50 love.
Ruse warmed up for this tournament in both Brisbane and then Adelaide, qualified in both. Yastremska played the same tournaments, round of 16 in Brisbane, lost first round in Adelaide.
Ball. Huh. 30-15.
Yastremska's highlights of 2025 included a quarter-final in Hobart, third round here at the Australian Open, a final in Linz, round of 16 in Dubai, third round Indian Wells, third round Roland Garros, final in Nottingham on the grass.
Lots of consistent results there. 16s, a few weeks in a row. It's good to sort of space your points out throughout the year, you know, so there's not all this pressure on sort of one part of the year. Of course, the ranking points stay on for a year and then they have to be replaced by something equal or better.
That's a nice solid hole for Yastremska. And Liz, you can tell us from your experience, what's it like the first match of a major and the first major of the year? What are the nerves like?
Well, there's excitement more than anything else, but the nerves are there no matter, you know, where the major's being played. But I always felt it here in Australia, obviously being Australian. But it's like every year is a new beginning, sort of what you've done last year. If it's good, you want to continue it, and if it's bad, you want to forget about it. You talk about tennis players having good memories or bad memories, but you know, everyone's had the off season and worked on things that they needed to improve, and then you've come to Australia with a fresh slate.
Elena-Gabriela Ruse to serve.
So the term of Elena-Gabriela Ruse, we're going to call her Gabby Ruse. Her highlights of last year included a second round here at the Australian Open from qualifying, so she won 4 matches 52 weeks ago. Third round in Miami, semi-final in Rouen, which is on clay in France. Also got to the final of Sertogenbosch on the grass, but went on a 7-match losing skid after losing that Sertogenbosch final. Her last tournament of the year was a good one, though. Finished as champion in a Slovakian ITF at $60,000 level.
So Ruse has some points to defend from here, doesn't she? She qualified, she won a round and then lost to Keys, you know, because the points at the majors are just so much bigger than any other event. Her ranking has been as high as 51. I'm sure that happened after the Australian Open.
We know, Liz, one of these players will lose points because Yastremska defending third round points from last year, Ruse second round. How much is that on your mind when you're playing?
It certainly plays on your mind. I mean, we talked about Yastremska's points throughout the year. They're quite evenly distributed, so it takes a little bit of pressure off, but certainly, you know, major points are worth paying attention to. Of course, your ranking determines everything. Determines when you can play. To be in the main draw here at the Australian Open, I think it was just outside the top 100 in the world.
Yeah,
so
about 103 you're guaranteed, aren't you? Top 103.
Sometimes it's just inside the top 100 as well. So that's the aim of the players, to get inside so you don't have to play qualifying at the majors.
Ruse.
Good work from Gabby Ruse there, just to deflect some of that massive Yastremska power. She really leans into the ball, doesn't she, the Ukrainian? Gives it a good wallop.
Well, there was good anticipation too there from Ruse, and that, you know, that plays a part. It's not just about foot speed, it's about knowing your opponent and the shots that they like to hit. They're the ones that you're looking for, so you can just get a little bit of an edge in that department.
1 game all. 26 seed to serve for a second time. And of course,
15 love.
being a seed helps in the majors because you've got a little bit of protection, generally speaking.
Generally speaking. No bye, of course. The seeds in Brisbane and Adelaide all had byes in the first round, but no byes. 128 draw here, completely full.
Oh. 15-0.
It just means that Yastremska doesn't have to play the likes of Arina Sabalenka, Madison Keys, Iga Swiatek, etc.
All those people you want to avoid.
You want to avoid them like the plague. Great money, though, this year. Once again, the Australian Open prize money is up. 150,000 Australian dollars will go to the loser of this one. So if you're in the main draw, guaranteed 150,000 Australian dollars.
$15-13.
And the winner of this match, Liz Smiley, you can tell us
I'm sitting down.
what
so
the
you
money
can
was
tell
like
me.
in your day. 225,000 Australian dollars for the winner of this match, if you make the round of 64. 70 ranking points as well. Some good heat on that return.
15-14.
Looking to attack as soon as possible. And we've got our first break point opportunities here.
Oh. $30-14.
Saves both. A little let's go from
Yes.
Yastremska. Working here with Davor Gravelback. Started playing tennis at the age of 5, trained as a junior in Istanbul.
Advantage Ruse.
So another chance for the Romanian Ruse. Point number 3. Gosh, that ball really flew.
Yes.
Well, the previous 2 breakpoint opportunities have both been unforced errors. That one there, probably more like a forced error. Really just didn't handle the pace of shot here, Ruse. Maybe it came off the line. It was pretty close. Oh, nicely done.
Yeah.
Advantage Yastremska.
Didn't retreat there, Yastremska, just to hold her position on the baseline and used the pace of shot that came at it, just shortened the backswing a fraction.
Nine of 14 first serves in so far for the Ukrainian.
Oh,
Deuce.
on the line, down the line for a winner.
She's having trouble there, isn't she, Ruse? The ball coming through a little quicker than she expected once more. When you play someone like Dayana Yastremska, Liz, she does get the ball. She's got a lot of weight of shot behind her, doesn't she?
Yeah, just looked unprepared, though, for both those backhands. We gave her the benefit of the doubt on the first one, but I'm not too sure what happened on that one.
Game.
This time Ruse went big, but cross-court misses wide. And Dayana Yastremska holds on to her serve despite facing 3 break points. She leads 2-1 in this opening set here on ANZ Arena.
Time.
Fourth match-up between these two. Dayana Yastremska looking for her first ever win over Gabi Ruse. Leads 2-1 on serve so far here on ANZ Arena. Ruse to serve.
$50. $50.
The number's very different when Ruse lands a first serve compared to a second. She's perfect when she gets her first deal in, 5 from 5. Hasn't won a second serve delivery yet.
$30-15.
The Romanian making her third main draw appearance here at the Australian Open, reached the second round a couple of times, 2022 and last year where she qualified.
40-15. Game
Service hold from Ruse.
She's got a nice service action. She's got a good
2
loop
games
at the
on.
back. You know, very often, I mean, what was that serve? 170 Ks. You know, she gets good work on that. That first serve was up the middle. The first one of that game was the slider out wide. Didn't have much pace, but terrific angle. So good variety there from Ruse.
So now back to Dayana Yastremska. And a little trouble behind her own serve in the last game, but managed to save 3 break points against her. And well handled on the bounce smash.
15-0.
A little bit closer than she may have liked, but good work taking advantage of that ball right there.
Both of these players, Liz, just from what we've seen so far, really favouring the backhand when the ball goes up the middle of the court.
Well, you saw on the first service game that Yastremska served that, I mean, Ruse, she actually ran round a forehand to hit a backhand. So that tells you that that's her favourite side. She held her ground, Ruse. Yastremska going straight back to her.
15-14.
She was ready for the forehand. Yastremska in trouble again on serve. That one right there.
More break points for Gabriela Ruse, second straight game. Well, that's beautifully handled, not an easy high backhand.
30-14.
You're really trying to take advantage of your opponent being well wide here, so you don't want to give them time to get back into the court, so you take that on the half volley. The left hand really taking over there and dragging that ball cross court.
Yastremska's best ever Grand Slam was right here at the Australian Open a couple of years ago. Reached the semi-finals as a qualifier. That was an incredible run. Ooh, but that is not an incredible second serve. And looking up into the sun from that side of the court, Yastremska is the one broken first. Ruse building pressure and gets her reward. She leads 3-2.
Time.
Well, Elena Ruse has a 3-0 lead on Dayana Yastremska. Haven't met for a couple of years. But Ruse obviously feels very confident about this matchup and leading the way here. 5 games played, 1 break. She is serving at 3-2.
Huh. 15-love.
Best ever career Grand Slam showing for Ruse. 3rd round at the 2024 US Open. Went down in that 3rd round to Paula Badosa of Spain in a 3rd set tiebreaker. Agonising.
Huh. 30-love. D15.
Liz, when you're playing something of a streaky player, like I think Yastremska is, how does Gabriela Ruse go into this match?
Well, you just saw Ruse then hit that forehand. You know, she didn't hit it flat and hard. She tried to just get it a little bit deeper and take a little bit of pace off it because, you know, if you've got a ball that you can't hit a winner off, then that's ideally what you want to do. Unfortunately, she made the unforced error, but, you know, you're never quite sure what's coming from the other side of the court. So to make an opponent like that play as many balls as possible is the aim.
Oh.
1 from 3 now behind her 2nd serve is Ruse. It's long, so Dayana Yastremska will have a chance to break right back. Her first opportunity. Yastremska converts. So 3 games all.
3 games all.
Ruse, she wanted to take the pressure off the serve and she just didn't do quite enough with it. Just 169 Ks and Yastremska equal to the task. She was aware of what was happening.
Shame for Ruse though, 30-love up, 3-2.
$15-love. 30 love.
Nice little spell here for
Yeah, she's
Cain.
lost her way, Ruse, here, hasn't she? She had love 30 and hasn't won a point since.
Last game before the new balls. And she does that really well.
40
So
love.
she's getting nice and low on the second ball behind the serve.
Ball. Faulty 15.
Needed that just to disrupt the momentum.
Again, Yastremska.
So a couple of games for Dayana
please.
Yastremska. Breaks and then a routine hold.
Yastremska leads 4 games to 3.
And the 26th seed from Ukraine up now for 3 in this opening set.
Time.
So Gabby Ruse serving at 3-4. Just lost a little momentum here, the Romanian. So this will be a must hold.
$50 love. $30 love.
Was up 30 love in her previous service game, Ruse, before losing the next 4 points. So won't take anything for granted. Player who has good sporting genes. Dad was a football player, mum former gymnast.
$40 love.
So she considers herself to be very ambitious. Gabby Ruse stands at 5'8", 1m73.
Ball.
hold.
A couple of nice slice backhands in that game, and even a slice forehand from Yastremska.
4 games
I
on.
feel like the slice has really come into its own the last couple of years. You know, I think the players are, well, they're realising what a benefit it is to have that in your game. We've seen Sabalenka try and introduce it a little bit more. Not only is it a good shot to approach on, it has good disguise if you want to come underneath it and hit a drop shot at the last minute. Stays very low, a good slice, so your opponent has to get down low. It's not just a defensive shot.
We had the queen of the one-handed slice, didn't we, on court yesterday, playing an exhibition with the likes of Federer, Agassi, Rafter and Hewitt. Who am I talking about? The great,
Well,
Love
Ash,
the
but
team.
you know,
Ash
I
Barty.
really wish that Ash had just kept playing a little bit longer. But of course, you know, it wasn't up to me. She's perfectly happy in her life with her 2 children and a husband. But I do feel like if she'd played a little bit longer, her game may have had a little bit more of an impact on the young kids coming up.
Ash
What a
talked
game
about-
it was.
Oh,
15
she
on.
talked about that one-handed slice with Jim Courier on court yesterday, saying, well, you know, my two-handed was a bit dubious, so I went to the one-handed, and boy, did it work out well.
Oh, she had both, didn't she?
She did. But you could always tell that the trust was much more in the slice than the two-hander.
And for someone that's not overly tall, you know, you look at someone like Paolini, for
13.
example, you know, not overly tall. So it's so important that you have something else in your game, some variety, some attribute that, you know, is a little bit different to the norm. And Ash certainly had plenty of those, whether it's speed around the court. I think she said she wanted latent speed, didn't she, at one
Yes.
point?
Who wouldn't? Yeah, that was a lovely moment there, the exhibition doubles.
It was.
Barty coming on as substitute for Andre Agassi. How about that?
Andre had had enough. He was ready to sit down.
15-14.
The first double fault from Dayana Yastremska got her into big trouble in the 5th game. She was broken. Oh, it's so good.
30-14.
No holding back with this backhand on break point.
And the aim for Ruse will be to keep that ball out of the strike zone of her opponent, who can be absolutely devastating. Another break point here for Yastremska to face.
Gee, that's a soft error.
Yes.
On her least favoured side, Ruse.
So Yastremska, a 3-time WTA Tour titleist on the singles court, survives. She's won Hua Hin, Strasbourg and Hong Kong. Hong Kong, her first title in 2018.
Advantage Yastremska.
Another
Yes.
double fault. Yastremska 3 double faults from that side of the court, admittedly serving into the sun. Hasn't managed to readjust that ball toss perhaps too well.
11:45 local time. That sun's going to be hanging around for a little bit longer in that southern end.
Advantage Ruse.
So what happens sometimes too when you're serving into the sun, you know, you might make the serve, but then it just blinds you for a split second, and you know, that return from Ruse was a big return, and Yastremska just looked like she hadn't recovered from the fact that she'd had to hit the serve. Another break point though.
Oh.
And another second serve. Just under 50% of points won behind a second delivery for Yastremska, 7 of 15 thus far.
Oh.
And it is long.
Ruse.
Ouch for double faults in that game. And Yastremska broken for the second time.
5 games to 4.
Ruse of Romania will get the chance to serve for the second next.
Time.
Elena-Gabriela Ruse serving for the first set. It's been a bit of a roller coaster ride, this one. And she's got the sun in her eyes, so this is not a done deal.
Love. Oh. 15 on.
No one wants to serve from that second court. Just a matter of adjusting your toss.
Both players really struggling serving into the sun. We saw something of that in Auckland on the WTA side a couple of weeks ago.
Let's
One side in particular that players couldn't see a thing from, and Wang Xiyu, the Chinese player, actually borrowed her doubles partner's glasses up that end of the court. You don't see too many players. It didn't. It didn't work. And you don't see many players, do you, wear glasses specifically for the sun?
T15.
We Winner in Hamburg is Gabriela Ruse. 2021 on the clay courts at WTA Tour level. It's her best tournament.
40-15.
From Dayana Yastremska off that forehand wing gives Gabby Ruse a couple of set points.
You could almost feel that coming, couldn't you?
Took too long.
Well, threw the toss up, caught it. And just trying to find the right spot on that first court for the ball toss.
Oh, a tremendous first serve there, right down the tee into the more inconsistent side of Dayana Yastremska, and Gabriela Ruse gets over the line in a tricky first set, 6-4 in 43 minutes.
Let's just have a quick look at what these numbers tell us about the first set. We talked about both girls really struggling on their second serve points won. 38% for Gabby and 44% for Dayana. Just one unforced error separates the two, and just one winner separates the two. Well, this first set had some big hitting from both ladies, both trying to take advantage of anything short, particularly off the serve. A little bit of variety, but it was Yastremska that got the early upper hand, really. And it was Ruse that really had to fight her way back in. She had a spell there where she lost a whole bunch of points in a row, and then she regrouped well.
Ruse having a chat with her coach in the interim while Dayana Yastremska has left the courts, as she so often does when she's lost the first set. A little bit of a reset for the Ukrainian. This would be an upset on paper.
Yeah, definitely an upset on paper.
Ruse has a very specific health issue she struggles with. She can't actually train fully because of lack of oxygen that gets to her cells after a certain point, and she's had trouble with cramping in the past. Can't train fully, which is tricky for a professional tennis player.
Well, it's tricky to be able to build the base and the foundation that you need, particularly, you know, when you're talking about an off-season and then coming to Australia where you know the conditions are going to be difficult, they're hot, they're exhausting, and so, you know, to deal with something like that is quite a challenge as a professional athlete.
Dealing with that challenge very well indeed, though. Career high of world number 51 as Dayana Yastremska returns to the court. 51 is Ruse's highest, reached her 4th career WTA Tour final last year. On the grass, lost to Lisa Mertens. Also reached a semi-final in Rouen, France, and made a third run as a qualifier in Miami before losing to the eventual champion Sabalenka. And let's see what
Time.
Dayana Yastremska can do here in set 2. If you were coach of Yastremska, Liz Smiley, what would you be telling her?
Well, you know, she's made
Second set.
some good shots, hasn't she? I mean, obviously the serve has been
Yastremska
really
to
the
serve.
Achilles heel
Yes.
on her last service game. I mean, she's not going to have that problem down this northern end, but down the southern end, she served, what, 3 double faults, all to that second court. It's pretty hard to hold serve when that happens, and then, you know, your opponent holds to win the set, so it goes pretty quickly. She'd need to start differently here in this second set.
As discussed, Yastremska is known for being a very streaky player. She has
Love
great
of
wins
15.
over the likes of Coco Gauff, etc. Semi-final here at the Australian Open. But that loss last week to Katerina Siniakova for just 1 game was definitely concerning.
Oh. $15 all.
I think a lot of the girls have talked about it over the course of the last week and a half. You know, no matter how much training you do off the court and prepare for Australia, never quite sure what the match was going to throw at you. And quite a few of them said the same thing.
Oh. $30-15.
A miss from the backhand of Ruse, but this is a shot which I think is played so much these days, the backhand up the line.
It's the favourite shot of many of the players. And they play it with an
40,
open
15.
stance, and you know, it enables you to be able to recover so much quicker back into the middle of the court. Really is a shot that you see as standard practice, not just in women's tennis, but men's tennis.
Oh.
Highly productive when it works, isn't it? Because against a right-handed opponent, they're usually defending the court a little bit left of the centre mark. Nicely done from Ruse. Had the chance to take that ball out of the air, decided to let it drop.
40-13.
Well, she looked like she was going to come forward for a second there, and then, well, she made the required adjustments. Look at those little steps. Once she realised that it was going to be a difficult shot because it was dropping if she wanted to take it out of the air, much better off just to let it bounce and play the more comfortable shot.
Yes. Advantage Yastremska. Deuce.
Just a little bit adventurous with that forehand, Yastremska. Just slapped at it, really, didn't she? Wanted to finish the point too quickly.
Reaction says it all. Big miss.
And again.
Advantage Ruse.
A couple of big unforced errors on that forehand wing for Yastremska. Has she lost confidence in that side? I'm sure Ruse would like to test it further.
Oh.
She's won 9 points so far behind her second serve out of 20, Dayana Yastremska. It is long, and so Dayana Yastremska broken once more. And Gabby Ruse very much here on the front foot as she looks to return to the second round of the Australian Open. ANZ Arena filling up nicely, a capacity of 3,000. Gabby Ruse serving up a set and a break. 55 minutes on the clock.
And serving down the good end, you might say. Sun not an issue from the northern end at this time of the day.
Oh. Love 15.
Nine double faults between these two. Ruse throws in her fourth.
Yeah, that's a better point from Yastremska.
Love 13.
Ruse had played a nice slice backhand that kept really low, and she didn't try and overplay the forehand, Yastremska, keeping in mind that that's the side that's really given her problems in that last game in particular. So better shot selection.
Fifteen 13.
Speaking to Romanian Billie King Cup captain about Gabby Ruse, Alex Delguru looks after her, says she's a larger-than-life character, very spontaneous. Will have lots to do once she puts down the rackets. Won't be for a while, we suspect.
Teammates like that are always fun, aren't they?
Very fun.
Oh.
28 years of age.
15-14.
Ruse not smiling quite so much at this point, up against it. Yastremska threatening to break right back. Played.
(30-14).
Those can sometimes be easy to miss, can't they, with all the time that Ruse had. Picked her spot, went for it, executed to perfection. One break point saved, one more to come.
Let for serve.
That's an excellent first serve.
Yes.
Done well, hasn't she, behind her first serve? Ruse won 17 of 20.
Ball.
Not nearly as successful, though, when she throws in a second serve. Let's see if she can improve percentage one. She can.
Yeah, I think that just got the back edge of the line, just skidded through.
Advantage Ruse.
It's a big game, this one, for Ruse, and for both girls, in actual fact. You know, do you get that first set under your belt, you get an early break, and just to get some breathing space early in this second set.
No,
Gabriel
just wide
Ruse.
from the Yastremska forehands. That wing leaking errors. And
Ruse
Ruse,
leads,
despite
2
facing
games to
break
love.
points, doubles her lead.
It was all or nothing on the forehand return from Yastremska. And then just caught the next one a little bit late. Good hold from Ruse.
Love 15. Love 13.
Oh,
30
gee. You have love 30, you make 2 unforced errors. That's a real let-off for your opponent. This is a time where you really need to just put your foot down if you're Ruse.
Winner of all their 3 previous meetings, most recently 23 US Open. It was a qualifying match, that one. Ruse taking it 6-3 in an hour and 50. Before that, a couple of 3-set battles, both won by Ruse on the clay courts in Hamburg and Santa Margarita.
Sometimes your games just match up well with someone, you know. On paper, we've talked about Yastremska, you know, being the favourite here, but when you haven't beaten somebody and you've had close tussles and you just can't get over the line, that just plays in the back of your mind. Big point here.
Oh, superb from Gabi Ruse. Miss-hit from the backhand side of Yastremska and puts the forehand up the line for a winner. She breaks for a 4th time today, Ruse, and is 3 games from victory.
Time.
Former Australian Open semi-finalists Dayana Yastremska in big trouble against Elena-Gabriela Ruse of Romania, serving here at a set and 3 love up with 4 breaks of serve for the match.
$50. Please. $15.
Hasn't really tried anything different, has she, Yastremska? You know, she hits big from the back of the court, and right now she's making too many unforced errors, and we haven't seen her, you know, try and change the pace on it and push Ruse back behind the baseline. Just been a little bit too impatient today, Yastremska.
Oh, she's missed that as well.
30-15.
Yeah, she's a player, isn't she? A little like Katerina Alexandrova, those big flat shots. So when they're on, she can be incredibly good, but when they're off...
Yeah, but when they're off, you have to find another way, don't you, Candy? And you can't hand it to your opponent. You've got to really make them earn it. This is the first round of the Australian Open, and can't make it too easy for them. Ruse, on the other hand, is just gaining in confidence by the moment. Good variety on the serve.
15.
Good pace when she's needed to. Which is a good sort of a swinging serve to this forehand side. Opens up the court. Yeah, that forehand side's really been the Achilles heel of Yastremska today. Just too many errors off it. That one completely mishit off the return.
Perhaps just not trusting that wing anymore as Yastremska takes her eyes off the ball. And now frustration starting to really show. The opposite for Ruse and her coach Andre Koyasku. They're good friends. He's former sparring partner of Simona Halep, Sorana Castella and Jacqueline Christian. Enormous amount of experience.
50 love.
The way she plays, though, you just cannot count Dayana Yastremska out.
Better second serve, the jammer right at the body of Ruse. Such a good place to serve. It just cuts down the angle of your opponent, makes them really get out of the way to give themselves room. Well, it was in, but it must have been just in.
$40-15. Game, Yastremska.
So the first Ukrainian semi-finalist in the history of the Australian Open. Still alive, clinging on a bit, but that was a moment of sunshine in her match, 1-4.
Time.
8 points separating Gabby Ruse from the second round here at the Australian Open.
Yeah, she's the player that's just been more in control and still aggressive, but like this shot here, it's got good height over the net. It's not near any line. It still wins the point, whereas Yastremska, you know, she's trying to hit flat and hard and going for the lines and just making too many errors. Once again, that's a second serve and just missing by metres.
Much better service hold, wasn't it, from Dayana Yastremska last time out? And it looked like perhaps she was just starting to find a bit more confidence, but taken out of her sails once again here. Looks like that shot was a little bit nervy from Ruse.
Well, you start thinking about it, don't you, at a set and 4-1. That's not her preferred side, Ruse, but let's see if Yastremska can just direct a little bit more of the traffic there. That's too good.
40-15.
Beautifully measured backhand.
I suspect that Ruse, if she could just hit backhands from now on in, would be very, very happy.
Oh.
No stranger to upset. She beat then world number 8 Barbora Krejcikova in the second round of the US Open a couple of years ago. Here's wide. Yastremska continues her theme of trying to hit the lines and not getting away with it.
Ruse leads 5-1.
It's interesting, isn't it, when a player just is so reluctant to change something that's clearly not working, and you really mentally have to be prepared to just work hard on each point instead of trying to make the point shorter. And you can just see the mindset from Yastremska. It's just not where it needs to be today. She's dug herself a bit of a hole, and she's not going to get out of it by continuing to do how she dug the hole. She's making too many unforced errors and just going for everything.
We were talking, weren't we, in the warm-up about the fact that she doesn't seem to have a plan B. Plan A is excellent when it's working.
Love.
We're talking about unforced errors, 23 for Yastremska in this match. 10 off the forehand side, 8 off the backhand. Just throws in essentially a second serve there in the sun. 132 kilometers an hour, but it draws the error. So second straight service game where she's begun 30 love.
30-15.
Another soft ball, but this time Ruse.
Yeah, she was having none of that, was she? She was ready. Inside the baseline, cutting off the angle.
40-15.
Not enjoying that slow one massively. 142 kilometers an hour, this time 88 miles per hour.
Yastremska.
That's a rare hold. So they sit down. And Yastremska's got some thinking time, 90 seconds here to work out Oh, she's going to make a big recovery.
Time.
A popular figure, Elena-Gabriela Ruse, to serve for the match against the 26th seed from Ukraine, Dayana Yastremska. The scoreline not massively surprising given the way they warmed up for this tournament.
$50.
Oh.
Some frustration in this backhand, wasn't there, from Yastremska? Just all or nothing.
Only managed 7 winners today, the Ukrainian. That is low for her, usually in double digits at the very least.
$15-13.
Double faults from that end of the court continue to be a problem. 5 apiece now.
Tough point from Ruse right when she needed it.
30 on.
Terrific depth.
Just trusts her backhand so much more, doesn't she, Ruse? Does she trust her second serve?
$40-13.
And they're along. And after an hour and 22, we have come to match point time for Romania's Ruse. Yastremska survives it.
Deuce.
Usually every year about 60+ matches on the WTA Tour side of things, one from match point down.
Advantage Yastremska.
Last year on the ATP Tour side of things, about 150 matches won from match point down. The year before that, over 200.
So never give up is what you're saying.
That is, it's a good philosophy.
Swinging freely now, Yastremska.
Demolition warning, Ms. Ruse.
Ruse taking too long between points, 25 seconds is the max. Great work from Dayana Yastremska, saving a match point. Now serving at 3-5, one break.
Ruse leads 5 games to 3.
Well, let's just see how that affects Ruse. Just a little bit nervy there, wasn't it? And then she got a code violation for taking too much time.
There's a good record against players ranked outside the top 50. Yastremska, since the start of last year, has won 18 of her 23 matches. Well, she likes singing. I didn't know she liked dancing.
You know, because the return of serve, well, we just missed it there, but the return of serve, she did a good job to get a racket on it, Ruse, and then this was always going to be a tough volley off the shoelaces below the height of the net.
Good doubles player, isn't she, Ruse, and knows what to do when a player comes in against her. She's not trying to pass off that first ball.
Love 13.
Good second serve.
15-13.
Probably her best one of the match. Had a little bit of juice on it. Just didn't sit there waiting to be hit.
Let's go. Dayana Yastremska recovers from love 30. Could be the best winner of Dayana Yastremska's match.
13.
Well, she's been trying to hit her way out of trouble these last couple of games, Yastremska, and this is the top of the tree right there. It was all or nothing, no coming back from that, and a clenched fist.
And now has double-digit winners, 10.
Oh. Deuce. Oh. Advantage, Yastremska.
On a set against Coco Gauff last year in Madrid. 6-love did Dayana Yastremska. Lost the match. Just another example of how she plays her tennis. You just never know.
Yeah, she beat Gauff at Wimbledon, didn't she, in the first round?
She's just one player, I think. That's, and there are a few of them out there on the WTA Tour side. You just never know. That's why.
And Ruse knows that.
And that's why she's having a tough time getting over the line here. Ruse's team trying to stay calm. That's what you want from your coach.
Advantage,
So a match point, another one. This one on the Yastremska serve. Ruse, of course, serving the last game, had a match point. Couldn't deliver.
Deuce. Oh. Oh. Advantage.
Double faults had
Ruse.
slowed, but that is number 6. And it costs Dayana Yastremska the match here. Match point number 3 for Gabby Ruse.
Deuce.
It's tough putting people like Yastremska away, because on the one hand you think, gee, you know, I just have to get the ball in and she's going to make an error. And on the other hand, you have to say to yourself, you know what? You have to still be aggressive. You still have to go and take the win from your opponent. You can't expect them to give it to you.
Oh.
Gabby Ruse will get a 4th chance. 3rd of this game.
Oh.
And there's the difference there. You know, she tried to do exactly that, Ruse, didn't she? She tried to be aggressive. She tried to be positive and just overplayed it. Just a little bit anxious to get this match over and done with.
Yeah, it's a great serve right onto the back of the line.
Yastremska.
And Dayana Yastremska has saved a further 3 match points, 4 in total. And we're going to have an exciting conclusion to this second set. Can Ruse finish it off behind serve in the second attempt?
Time.
Well, hold on, everyone, because this is going to be a very intriguing and I suspect an exciting game. Gabby Ruse serving for the match for the second time. Had a match point at 5-2. Had 3 more with Yastremska serving at 3-5. Showing a few signs of nerves here getting over the line.
And Yastremska, you know, she's engaged now, isn't she? You know, for a while there, she was just hit and miss, and if she made the unforced error, then she didn't worry about it. But now you can just see the body language is different. We've got the pump fist, and you feel that as an opponent.
Oh.
She's struggling now, isn't she, on the forehand? Ruse, it was Yastremska struggling earlier on in the set off that wing.
Well, you begin to really second guess yourself. You know you've had 4 match points and you're still out there. Your opponent starting to play a little bit better. She's putting some pressure on and everything just gets a little bit tight and more difficult to execute. Yeah, that's been a good serve for her, that wide serve on the first court. Really gets a good spin on it to really take it wide.
Might need a few more of those. Over 80% of first points won today for Ruse.
Let second serve.
5 double faults for 6. This is the easier side to serve from. No sun in the eye.
You had to chase that toss, though.
Now 14.
Waiting for this backhand, Yastremska. Right in the hitting zone.
Two break points then to tie this up at 5 games apiece. Looks like this match has caught fire.
30-14.
She's been broken twice today, Ruse, from 5 break points.
Oh. Yastremska.
Big roar from Dayana Yastremska. Got her mum in the crowd who's standing up supporting her. And that is an excellent comeback from the former Australian Open semi-finalist. There's mum.
Just didn't get first serves in when she needed to, did she, Ruse, here? And that's the second backhand we saw in that game off a second serve that Yastremska, she just crushed.
Ukrainian fans delighted with what they're seeing out here. Good fight back.
So now, of course, if you're Ruse, you have to completely forget about this huge lead you've had, the 4 match points you've had. You're still out there. Your opponent's starting to play a little bit better. Everything is conspiring against you now. She really needs to push the reset button. Has gone for a different racket. And not to panic.
Let's preserve.
Yeah, Ruse now, she really has to play aggressively because Yastremska, she's dug herself out of the hole that she created, and she's actually hitting the ball pretty well right now. So if Ruse really wants to take this match, I mean, we see an error there. If she really wants to take this match, she has to take it. She can't expect this lady to just make the unforced error, because I don't think she will.
Superb strike from Yastremska, because the return was more than decent. And this is Yastremska starting to play top quality stuff.
better.
30 all.
Sometimes, Liz, in this sport, you can sort of be lured, can't you, to just play safely when your opponent is not playing well enough, and you forget you actually have to make some tempo.
Ball.
What a big point this is. 5 games all. Second set, 30 all. If you're just joining us, Dayana Yastremska has recovered from a 2-5 deficit and 4 match points against her. A nice reset this from Ruse.
30-14.
It's a swing and a miss, and a much better game from Gabi Ruse. Took back control, and she will have the opportunity to serve this out for a 3rd time here in set 2. 6-4, 6-5 she leads.
Time.
Will it be 3rd time lucky for Gabi Ruse? So for it twice already.
I get the feeling she's going to be a little more aggressive this game, Ruse. At the end of that last game, she sort of looked over at coach and pointed to her head as if to say, you know, you have to keep thinking that's the way that you want to play. She hit 2 huge backhand cross courts in that last game.
We were slightly puzzled as to why Yastremska was giving Ruse backhands.
$15 all.
First serves are going to be all important here for Gabi Ruse, one would think. Big differential between when she lands a first serve and when she lands a second. Oh, but that one is given the absolute treatment. A slower serve at 150 kilometers an hour.
See, where's that great wide serve that Ruse has? At a moment like this.
Too low and flat from a deep ball from Ruse.
30 all.
Yastremska with a good long look over towards her camp. They'll be encouraging her to hit a little bit more shape there. It's wide.
40-13.
And so Ruse will get another match point. This will be number 5, second behind her own serve.
Needs to be just a little bit careful here, Ruse. She's had a time violation. She's gone to the towel. Okay, she's back now.
About 15 minutes in between match point opportunities. And so the 5th time of asking, it's success for Romania's Gabi Ruse. Gets the better of Dayana Yastremska for the 4th straight time. And she's back in the Australian Open second round for the 3rd time. Relief for Ruse. She wins this match in straight sets, 6-4, 7-5.
Oh, she got the job done in the end, didn't she, Gabi Ruse? But she got a little bit hairy. A set in 5-1. But to her credit, Yastremska started playing a little bit better, didn't she? And it's always tough to close out matches. You know, the first major of the year, and Ruse is desperate to do well. And it's very easy to sit here and say, well, she should have done this or she should have done that. But not easy when you're out there. So good job from her, playing against someone who she's beaten in the past. Let's just see what the numbers say. Second serve points 1. Both ladies struggled there. 31 unforced errors as compared to 33. Well, there was just 12 winners, just 1 in it to her opponent, 11. Double faults, they played a part today, particularly from that southern end. Yastremska, she served 3 in 1 game to lose a game at 1 point. First serve points 1, nearly 80% for Gabi Ruse. She'd be pretty happy with that number.
So what does it mean? Well, Gabi Ruse back into the second round for the 2nd successive year, and she may face another Ukrainian. Yulia Starodubtsova has come through qualifying and facing the Australian Isla Tomjanovic. And that will do it from Liz Smiley and myself, Candy Reid, here on the beautiful ANZ Arena on a wonderful day. And Liz will be back for more because Marta Kostyuk is about to come to the court. So please stay with us and enjoy the action of the Australian Open 2026.